What? This man just sung himself a bride. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we're back with Motherland. Motherland is back after hiatus. We are on to season 3. I'm excited. We ended season 2 on a pretty cool note. I'm sure they're going to do a whole seasonal recap at the beginning of this, but the things that really stood out to me in the finale were that we've got some fugitives, some witches on the run, thanks to the events of the season 2. We found out that this anti-witch faction, which I'm sorry, the names of them just flew out of my head. Y'all know if you've been watching me for a while that it takes me a couple episodes to remember everybody, but we see that they set a very elaborate trap to basically slander the witches to the point where people start to fear them again and fear what they were capable of. And because he set up that one of the leaders in this organization, who turned out to also be the vice president, used his own daughter as a weapon in this war. The other thing we saw wrapped up in season 2 was the mystery behind who was in the anti-government or anti-military witch faction as well. I'm sorry, all of the names are gone right now. I'm so sorry. But yes, we found out who was at the top of that, who started it. She was captured last season, but in the end, we saw a little bit of a meeting in the middle between her and, oh gosh, the one who was the former leader of the military. I feel so bad that none of these names are coming back to me right now. Please forgive me. I swear I've watched this show before. Alder. There, at least I remember that name. The leader of that rebel faction and Alder came to a middle ground in the last final episode. Fortunately for Alder, she was overwhelmed because she was already getting a little bit weak, and she died, but we see that she maybe wasn't all the way dead. They sent her into the void of her ancestors, and it looks like they're trying to rebuild her and send her back into the world to kind of finish what she started. But at least we now know that, the rebel faction and the military, at least some members of the military, are not necessarily at odds with each other anymore. So those are kind of the highlights of what happened in the last season. Lots went down, lots to cover, I'm sure, in the season. I'm very excited to jump back into it. This episode is called Homo Cantus. I hope I'm saying that properly. Without further ado, I'm going to get into this episode. But first of all, if it's your first time to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for coming. We do reactions out here to this show and many other that are like it. So if you are into that, please think about hitting the subscribe button and joining the fam, and hitting that like button on this video if you really like what you're seeing. And the same goes for those of you who've been here before. Welcome back. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Join the fam. We're on a march to 10K. We'd love to have you there with us. All right, that out of the way, guys. Let's get into the episode right about now. Girl, I'm not even going to try to read that number. Do we care? When the world was soup? Oh, okay. We got some indigenous peoples. Are you the ones that brought about the Ice Age? Is that what happened? I feel like we wouldn't have had even a problem with dinosaurs if witches existed back then. What happened? What were you trying to do? Is that, what's her name? Nora from The Flash? Looks like that actress. Can't think of her name right now. Yeah, it is her. She's getting around. Good for her. Okay, I'm ready. Everyone walking in a different direction. Do they just keep walking forever? That's all we get? Okay. Well, I feel like this is going to tie in. Maybe this is our foundation for the season. Maybe this is how the different witch colonies started from way back when. Because we don't really have like the full-on witch history. So far, all we've heard is what the military has told us. And we all know that that type of thing gets a little skewed for the purposes of storytelling, to the advantage of the victor. I also want to know what's going on in the West. Every time I look at this map, I remember somewhere in the Midwest. Okay, sure. We don't have GPS nowadays.
A little too keen for Dodger of the Month, aren't you? She's right.
Oh, hey! That actress. Canadian chick. What's her name? Cantus. Okay, this is not part of the workday. Okay, so this is clearly some type of hideout for the baby witches.
You should know by now that it's not a good place for it. Because this is shipping and that is receiving.
Understood. Thanks, Mac.
Yeah, maybe if y'all would pay attention, I'll be making out all day.
Also, you need to change your faces. Not gonna happen.
Oh, is that Nikta?
Do you think these people want you here? Looking like that? Think hard about it.
That's true. It's not really about you anymore, especially if you're around other people.
You're gonna do great.
No one cares.
Wait.
Excuse me, why are you touching? That's inappropriate.
We're all currently fugitives from justice, on the way to their arraignment. If they were innocent, why would they run?
What's that about not changing your face?
Did you know there are thought to be as many as 16,000 unregistered witches living in the U.S.?
Woo! Wow, that allusion to real life. I see what you did there, Motherland, and I appreciate it.
You're safe with us for as long as you need. Just
AKA,
please.
get out.
make sure that we're safe with you.
Period. Sorry. But that prideful, I'm not going to change my face. You understand what Nick's trying to tell you now? I get it. I get it. That is a really hard thing to do. But when you're on the run, you can't be prideful. You got to be able to do some things to stay hidden and protect the people who are protecting you.
There's an odd low-pressure system that's been lingering over the base. I'll dispel it myself. I need to clear my head.
I kind of like that. The idea of like, I'm having a bad day. I'm going to cause a mother of a storm.
They said I shouldn't talk to you anymore. I was involved with the spree for a while.
Good for you for being honest.
It's okay. Remember the drill. Okay, I'll be back.
That witch alarm is terrifying in sound. Yeah, that's just never a good look. Nope, don't like it. Run.
Is it bad that I was kind of looking forward to a confrontation?
Yes.
What does that say about me?
That you're a soldier.
Amen. But I also feel like, you don't want to be distracted or too distracted because,
Sorry.
exactly, children wandering around for one, and also the enemy. We don't know who these new people are that came in.
I can see the bird's gonna shit in your head in about 48 seconds.
Can't you make the bird do that?
Look behind your eyes. Find
What?
the source of
that
your
possible?
sight.
Oh.
Forward and back in time as easily as turning your head.
Hey girl, we got some fire in the eyes, quite literally.
Future, remember? When you remember the future.
Ah, that's a very interesting term. Remember your future?
And I'm trying really, really hard to adjust to our new reality here. But Tally, there have to be some things you just don't budge on. Or it's all a wash.
I know, but with Silver turning up the heat,
Can we please talk about something else?
Avoidance is not the way to go, but okay. Can't push her. She's not willing to listen. No, you can decide that for yourself. That is such a real thing because when you're young, you're always like, I want to do my own thing. I want to do my own thing. But then when you actually get into real stuff where life gets hard, the first thing you want to do is call your parents and go like, what do I do? And that's typically when they're like, you need to decide for yourself. And you're like, yeah, I don't trust these mofos at all. Oh, let's not get former booty call.
Vera and I used to run together before I conscripted.
Yeah, run. That's the word we're using. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Been too long.
you guys, it's a reunion.
The only you're happy about. Ooh. Look at her face like, don't get jealous even though my ex booty calls right here, flirting with me in front of you and everything.
Okay, back to drilling.
That's a little bit later, isn't it?
That is the best way I've seen that effect.
Of my
I'm kind of loving my girl getting a little boo thing. They cute or whatever.
Alvin Hurst in the flesh.
You all better back up. This guy actually knows work.
Tough to see you go.
You're so sweet. I'm sorry we didn't get the chance to hang
The
out.
subtext. Yes. What do you do? She might genuinely be a nice person, but I definitely feel some subtext there. Why are you guys outside? I mean, well, he can be outside. His name's not all, or face is not all over the news, but they have a new witch detector? Just not. That looked very suspicious.
We need to go. What? No.
Yep, Abby gonna learn the hard way when she gotta change her face. She's just walking out with her full face out. I was gonna leave residue on the phone, right? What is that? Oh, so he still saw through his magic though. I feel like Abby could be doing something. If she want to change her face, she can wear a mask or something, but I guess in this world they don't have all that. But just do something, girl. Don't make your big face out.
I miss her too.
Interesting.
Is that surprising?
A little. That's how us women be though sometimes, even if we argue with somebody a lot and then get under our skin, like if there's some people who are real. Alda was, for the most part, real. She's doing the left. She's doing the right. She's doing skating.
I need you to see the end of the fight when we're at the bar afterwards having a good time.
Is that what you want?
Whoa. Damn it. That's just like a brother. He's like, I probably should investigate that, but that's not my business. I'm going to keep going. World full of witches. I ain't going to ask no questions.
6 sisters embarked on a sacred mission to bring the power of speech
Back to the
man.
beginning of the episode.
This common tongue is the root of all of the world's languages.
Interesting. A little bit of a twist on biblical lore around Tower of Babel. If you know, you know.
It would be fair to say I'm feeling a little directionless.
Aw.
Exceptional marks in physical infiltration.
Yes, ma'am.
Shame to waste such a spectacular talent.
Okay. Put me in, coach. I love that moment. I know it was minor, but I just love the fact that in a military environment, she got to really just express herself and be a little emotional and not just feel like I gotta act tough all the time, because that's just real.
I really like your vest.
It's the same one you have.
Yeah. But on you,
Please stop trying to flirt.
my feelings for you are growing every day. And sometimes I don't feel like I can hold them in.
Why is that?
Well, you better. You're in public.
Because I think it's time for us to start a family.
Wait, are you being Dwight still?
Yeah, his whole tribe was wiped out. He's not joking.
Shelby doesn't know how to feel about that.
Breathe on it.
What about Abigail?
Saved quite literally by the bell. God. You know what? I know where he's coming from. I'll talk about it more in the review. Yeah, he's got some very valid reasons for wanting to start a family sooner than later.
Somebody saw somebody messing around up there. We'll be in and out.
Here I thought the black man minded his business. I guess he kind of did, though. Excuse me. This is not part of the tour, officer. You don't have a warrant. Y'all better go. He's got that damn flashlight. So it basically is a way to see through magic. That is a problem. Yep, you compromised the whole damn operation.
Oh, they saw someone on the roof.
It was me. I was training on the roof.
You're training to be stupid and careless? Mm-hmm. And we took a huge risk hiding you and your friends.
Yep.
I can't do that again.
Yep.
I wish you all well.
Get out.
This place is burned. We're on the move.
Thank God they saw that, though.
Nothing easy about this.
That's true. This is why they said y'all have to stop thinking about yourselves and think about who you're actually affecting. But you know what? This is the first time I've been on the run, so hopefully it's a lesson that they'll all take seriously.
But your friends ruined what we have here. And now we have to run for our lives.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna see the silver lining in this one right now, but I see where you're coming from, girl. What is this?
There, the inoculation is complete.
Okay, so they're hoping that this will keep them from getting the weird virus. But I gotta think that since that psycho doctor's still alive, that ominous cloud they were talking about. Why is it raining black tar? Get out, get out, get out, get shelter, now.
For me.
I guess the inoculation is not going to continue. That is very frustrating. Unfortunately, Alder's arrogance in the last couple seasons allowed the Camarilla to get this far. Isn't there a spell you could use to make yourself lighter? That's what I would do. Slide down. That looked funny.
I think Lenton has earned that more than you.
Stop sucking up, or just sucking in general.
We have secured their end.
Congratulate yourselves. That's good. We like arrogance. It makes you sloppy. Okay, so they're going after the thing where Alder is right now.
I may just be the Camarilla's greatest weapon. Whoa, Tally.
Yikes.
Sorry I came down on you before. Mac's an old friend. I was frustrated.
It was
What's
valid,
next
though.
back there? A pillow fight?
Just drive for 10.
Excuse me, ma'am. Just because you're the elder of your community does not mean you can talk to elders that way.
I know spree work's a sore subject for you, but I know a way you could actually see your mom.
Oh, so now that it's benefiting you, it's not going to be so bad, right, Abby? I get it. Spree did a lot of damage, but clearly their magic is something that y'all could use. You need to go off book here because the Camarilla have studied the book. They know the book. They rewrote the book.
I'm so tired. Mom.
She knows.
So it's about our work.
I don't know.
No, it's about your baby.
May the goddess protect you. I love you, daughter.
I love you, Mom.
Look at the progress. Mama was barely even acknowledging her season 1, and now she's doing ILUs. The progress! We love it. So Union of Earth and Sky is going to happen then. That's what we're hearing as a prediction. Y'all gonna be okay, I think. That's a lot of sheep. Basque country? Basque? Not this guy singing to his sheep. I don't think those mushrooms are good for the animals. Earth and sky. Okay, who your mama and daddy? Your mama Bellwether? The actual what? This man just sung himself a bride. What's up, Alder? He's too young for you. I actually think I will. Where the hell did you come from? Bro is like, you're kind of cute, so I guess I'm not mad, but it's a little weird because I was just chilling, just loving my life. All right, I take it back. Maybe it is an Earth and Sky. She just came up from, the Earth. But anyway. All right, guys. Season premiere of season 3. Down. I think it was a great intro to give us a little bit of a state of the union. What's happened since the finale? Where are we with our group of fugitives? And I think there was a few things that kind of came through to me, or that kind of were like, I guess, at the forefront for me in this episode. One, let's talk about our fugitives and understanding life on the road, shall we say. So we know that the only person in our group of fugitives who's actually familiar with life on the run is Scylla, right? As a Dodger, she's been running since she was a child. She knows that there are certain rules of engagement and certain things that you have to do in order to not only protect yourself, but to protect anybody who takes the massive risk of sheltering you, knowing that you are wanted, right? And so she's trying to do her best to, of course, appease somewhat the group that she's with, which we've got the extremely petulant Abigail. We've got the also sort of, shall we say, resistant Adil and his sister, whose name just slipped right out of my head. I feel like Tally is actually open. It's not her first choice, but she's not exactly against it, right? But I think, again, Scylla, she's just trying to work. She knows that most of the unit are not exactly keen on her just yet. So she's not trying to push that agenda, especially since people, they're looking at the face changing thing as a spree thing, not just work. They're just like what it's associated with. And as I said in the episode, I understand the resistance. I understand that up until now, that type of work was associated with people who did terrible things. And, there's just that mental, we're humans, right? We associate things. The work, as we say, in of itself are just tools, right? So you can take the example of like a knife, right? A knife in of itself is not a bad thing, right? You can use it to do really helpful things like cut vegetables or cut your food or, cut a cord that might be in your way or something like that. But obviously we also know that knives can be used to hurt people. It really comes down to who is using the knife, whether or not that's a bad or good thing. It's the same thing with the work of changing faces. It's not the work itself that's the problem. It's the fact that the spree were using it for a long time to do bad things. And so I think if Abigail in particular can get it through her head that this work is not about, who wielded it first. It's about the fact that right now it's the best way for them to help people who are helping them. And, again, we see Abigail, that bellwether pride coming through her. And again, I think a lot of that was fueled by her just being scared, which is something a bellwether's not supposed to be. But I get why she was the most resistant. She's someone who's been raised her whole life to be proud and loud about who she is and where she comes from. But this is not the time. This is not the place. You're in a huge place full of other people who are trying to dodge the military and also dodge the fact that there's a bunch of, hate and mobs out there trying to just, attack anybody who has a witch blood in them, right? And the Camarilla who are also hiding in plain sight. So I just feel like if Abigail had really taken a step back and thought a little bit more, she would have understood that this isn't about her. It can't always be about her. This is about a greater collective here. Her safety is paramount, yes, but so are the people that are protecting you. And I think if she'd figured that out, she'd realize that the work is not such a bad idea in some cases. But they had to learn the hard way, and I had a feeling they had to learn the hard way. I'm just glad that thus far, those, no one got hurt. I'm hoping that the Dodgers actually get to move to their next location safely. But as we saw, they can't even move together. They all have to go in different ways, so they're not easily caught. But as we see, we got the police, Camarilla in the police system, that bald guy with his new little special flashlight. This thing is going to be more and more difficult as the season, I think as the season and the years go on. They're not going to be able to go with their old tricks anymore. So I feel like not only did Abigail kind of learn a hard lesson there, especially when she went out in public to use the phone with her big face out, but also we saw poor Tally. I felt really bad for her there. She's probably the most innocent of the group. Like I said, she was definitely open, at least trying some of the spree work to do what needed to be done. But, she's used to just doing whatever. She grew up in a commune, she was in a hipster world. She's not used to having to hide what she does. And she just didn't think, right? Clearly. Same with Nikta though, for being 100. Maybe Nikta shouldn't have been doing all of that type of training in a place where anyone could walk by and see. So everybody was a little bit careless in this regard and not really thinking about, again, protecting the people that were protecting them. So this was a hard lesson, but I hope that they all learn it now, and wherever they end up next, that they're a little bit more mindful of just being mindful of other people outside of themselves. So that was kind of a good lesson, but again, it shows just how green they are. I'm giving them a pass, all of them, because they've never been on the run before, so it's understandable. And then the next thing really being this situation with Adil and Abigail, with Adil proposing starting a family. This, in the episode, I was like, whoa, because I think that Abigail is supposed to be around like 1920, somewhere in that age. She's young. She's very young. Now, we already know from the first season that getting married very young and getting paired up to breed is nothing new in this whole witch world, but we saw that Abigail was very much like, I'm not ready for any of that right now. Her and Rael were both like, let's just pause that for like another 10 or so years. Like, I'm still a kid. But in this case, I completely understand where Adil was coming from. Adil has literally lost everybody who are part of his people. The Tarim are pretty much wiped out except for him and his sister. So if you're on the brink of extinction, which really this Tarim tribe is, the first thing you need to do is start making more, right? Like, really, if they don't want to lose that work ability, which I'm not sure if it's only the Tarim, I don't know if that's actually a genetic thing or not. But anyways, if they don't want to lose it, I guess he's thinking, I need to start having kids. We need to start propagating more Tarim as soon as possible. And he's like the only, well, I should say, as a man, he's able to propagate many Tarim at once versus, his sister, who first of all is way too young to have kids. And two, a woman can only pop out one baby a year, right? So yeah, I understand that he really just is thinking, I think, somewhat about the future right now. And it's a little bit time sensitive for him. And I understand where Abby's coming from though, when she's like, whoa, like, again, I'm young. I got things I want to do. I have a military career that I was really focused on. I'm not sure that I'm really ready to start popping out kids just yet. Because I think the one thing Abby does not want is to be like her mother as far as having a baby and then just rushing back to work and kind of ignoring said child. So it's a very interesting conundrum. I see both sides of the story. I do think it's a foreshadow though. And I do think it's going to happen if it hasn't happened already. And we already know that they be getting busy. I'm sure that there's probably witchy things that they do to probably make sure that stuff doesn't happen willy-nilly, but I wouldn't be surprised if something does happen. I'm also hoping though it's not some kind of foreshadowing though of anything happening to Adil. I really like him as a character, so I'd hate to see him go. But anyway, now that it's been mentioned a couple of times, I think that we're gonna see that happen, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. Like, I feel like a pregnancy would be really weird in this show right now, and I don't even know how they would handle it. I feel like it's something that we probably would see maybe if, I think I heard that Motherland's supposed to have like, is it this is the last season? I can't even remember. I think it is the final season. Never mind. So I could be wrong about that. But if this is the final season, I don't see Abigail getting pregnant until like the very end, if that happens. Or it might be a thing where at the end they do a flash forward and we see that her and Adil have had a family. I kind of wish it would happen, and I kind of wish she almost got to jump forward, because I'm really excited to see somebody who could do like the crazy sky things the Bellwethers can and the crazy earth things that the Tarim can. But that's just me. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We saw obviously the infiltration by the government into the Camarilla stuff. They now know the vice president's part of it 100%, which is something that I think they suspected, but now they got confirmation. They now know the Camarilla are going to be going after, I can't remember the name of the plant thing that's underneath the college. So they now kind of have a better picture of what's going on. But as I said in the episode, overall, these guys have got to pick up the pace and start working outside the box, because the Camarilla know they've been working for so long because of the military. They need to start taking on spree. Every little sect, every little corner of whatever those women at the beginning of the episode that spread out across the earth, find out all the different ways that, that are unorthodox and start practicing them, because you're going to need all of that to get one step ahead of the Camarilla, because that's really where they're at this point. And hopefully Abigail's mom has seen that, and that's kind of the way that they're going to move, if not publicly, at least privately, to kind of stop this devastation from going any further in their community. So great start to the episode. As I said, overall, it was great to see all the characters again, the reintroduction, the resurgence of Alder. We'll have to see where that goes going forward. She definitely seems a lot more powerful. We see her with those mushrooms that Rael was working with last season. So I do think we're going to see some cool things with that going into the season. So yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and we will see you in the next video.